What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on?
It's a late night show, so we can say these things. We can be a little crass. We can say some dirty things. Hmm.
If I was a woman and I knew what to tell people how to make me come the quickest, I would let everybody know. I'd put it on a t-shirt and wear it around. Welcome back to another Friday night where I am joined by the Rachel to my Ross. Forest Mommy, how are you doing this week?
Good. How are you? Rachel, they kind of like dated, didn't they have a baby? Or
Well, I mean, that's part of my plan with you. Is that not you?
No. But we can have awkward
No.
sexual tension because that's what they had, right?
Sweet second place prize.
Hi, everyone in chat. We got Alice, Adam, Stoner. Hope everyone had a good week. How was your week?
For those I was pretty good. For those who did not witness, Monday I was a guest on the People We Love podcast hosted by the Adam Choit. And that show went off the rails at approximately 40 seconds in to when Tony arrived and was just a laugh fest the whole fucking ride.
He was more late than that. He was like 10, 15 minutes late, I feel like.
That's what I'm saying. It was 47 seconds after he arrived.
Okay. Yeah, it was hilarious. I was laughing so fucking hard. Ugh. So goofy. Adam. I loved it. And I loved that. I like how you told Adam, like, you're like, no, you just have to let him go.
Let him cook. Just let him cook. Stop trying to fight it.
Yeah, you can't fight it, or like you just got to go along with the ride. It's a ride. That's what I felt like. That's fun.
His 5-minute diatribe to soap opera music, I've learned that's going to happen. And the more you interrupt him, the longer that 5 minutes is going to take, because he's not going to finish the diatribe.
Yeah, if you interrupt him, then he'll say something to that. Like he's always got. It's so funny. It was so funny.
Yeah, Courtney Brooke did her first late night stream last night, and she spoke very kind words of the whole episode. And she's just like, when he called the Texas Correctional Facility trying to get a hold of Derek Chauvin, which was really funny. That was really funny. Like I felt so bad for that fucking poor guard on the phone duty that night. He's like, somebody's really calling me at 10 o'clock at night asking if they could talk to Derek Chauvin.
It was hilarious. Yeah, he was looking for the number. And Derek Chauvin got moved. Is Texas where he's at now?
Texas is where he's at now.
Okay. Yeah, you're all as nuts as Tony. Yeah. And then I like Adam's like, I'm going to tour him around. Take him and tour him around. Adam's already thinking that way. It was funny.
And I love that I told Adam I had a soundboard, and I think he must have forgot, because I just kept going over Tony's soundboard whenever Tony would push a button. And Adam's like, why are you playing those two songs? Like, he'd play Hava Nagila, and I'm like,
Allah. It was funny. It was like he didn't, and Tony didn't expect it either, too. So the first time he cracked him up. Anyways, hi, everybody. Could everyone hit like and please go share the stream?
Yeah, don't be gay. Do that.
Please. Friday night. Where's Kaylee? Where's all our peeps, man?
I don't know, somewhere being fugly. I told them we're going to bully them if they're not here.
It's true. Make a Borat style film. That's what's funny, though, is because it's like a character, but it's not, too. I don't know how to explain it.
It is a character. You listen, if you all think what we see on screen is the real Tony, you are all fucking retarded. Like, he gets off, he washes the mousse out of his hair, like, he combs it a normal way. He doesn't have that I just did some heroin and I'm just chilling out. He doesn't have that. He talks fucking normal like the rest of all of us. And then he goes home and he drinks beers, and then he's like, all right, now I got to figure out what I'm going to come up with next. And I love Tony. None of this is talking shit. I love the character that Tony has created.
Yeah.
But that's not Tony.
He, what did you say that I was going to say something too? Damn it. Oh, I don't think I can't picture him drinking beers.
Huh?
I can't picture him drinking beers. He seems too, like, fancy for that.
Yeah, he's a liquor guy. Yeah. I'll give you that.
Yeah. He looks like a famous person, I think. Like, he got a look to him.
Looks like Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman's personality, Mitch Hedberg's body.
And then just a total interesting sense of humor. Anyways.
And a fucking soundboard.
Which is
Fuck
like
you, Tony!
on his show, it's so funny because he plays it like the ooh and the anyways.
I can't find that. I wanted to get that so badly for my soundboard and I couldn't find it.
Like a ooh one? All right.
Yeah.
Is it like
What do you type in to find that clip? How do you type in ooh?
Like salacious? I don't know. I don't know what you would type in for that.
I know it's from a movie. I just can't think of the movie it's from.
A specific movie?
Oh yeah,
That's
that
him?
what he's playing that audio he plays. That's from it's either from a television show or a movie, and I can't even think. I can like see the scene in my head, but I can't think of the movie.
Is it Requiem for a Dream? The that one. Did you ever?
Are we just gonna start listing movies now?
No, with the Requiem for the Dream, I know they have a bunch of that. Adam, they don't like. They have their guests are like different. It's not just like the call-in is what's funny.
Speaking of,
oh yeah,
tonight will be our first call-in episode. We do have everything. I think I now have a virtual audio mixing board. I bought a whole bunch of virtual cables for euros, which is not even real money. By the way, I found out 10 euros is $10.48. That's what it cost me. That's the conversion rate. We will not be doing any phone calls while we're broadcasting to YouTube. So after the first 30 minutes, we'll open the phone lines up, so you can look forward to that. We are the first live stream in history to do call-ins. First time ever being done on the interwebs. You're welcome. Ever.
It was all my idea. So.
I was going to say, if it's a great success, it's all Jess's idea. If it crashes and burns, it was all my idea.
No. It'll be a fun experiment. It'll be fun to try. Especially late night. Like, I don't know. And hopefully people will be kind of like drunky drunk. They call it. So.
And now we got our own phone number. The show's got its own phone number.
That's true. Can they leave messages on it? We don't have voicemail for it, do we?
Man, I don't want to answer these questions, Jess. Yes, you can leave voicemail, and I can control when it rings and when it, like, I could turn the line off to where it just goes straight to voicemail. And then you could text too. You could text to it.
When we're big and famous with this Correct Opinion show, then people can call in all the time or call and leave messages, and we can they can like we're politicians. Like, I call and leave politicians a lot of messages that they don't listen to, but I would listen to these ones. So, just saying.
Like, what do you say when you call politicians and leave messages?
This week, I had to call a couple Republicans because and I did testimony against this bill too, but these two Republicans are like, for the information request, they're trying to make it harder. And they were trying to make it so media people can get the information requests faster than regular people. And so, like, then they passed committee. So then I was like, fuck you guys. So I called them and I brought up, I'm like, you're giving special privileges to people who dox people and stuff like this. And so you just tell them like what you're really like, what doesn't work for you, I guess. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. Like, I did I did 2 testimonies this week on Zoom. It was good. So,
yeah, I saw the one. You did a really great job.
The one where, there was one there. My friend helped me write that one out. And the other one I did wasn't as great, but some of them good, some of them bad. Whatever. It's all practice, and it's all.
You're getting better. You're getting better at public speaking.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, you have to do it, right? Like,
you remember when you first started?
Yeah. I've told everybody in the world, like, I would prefer to stand naked in front of people than speak in front of people. I don't like it. Like, even with as comfortable as I am with people, and I could know everyone in the room, but I get up in front of them and something like makes me just all of a sudden like, you know what I mean? So, but I'm getting better.
Stoner's having a little hissy over there in YouTube chat. He says,
say?
That's racist. No glorious YouTube call-ins. Stoner, let me tell you why there's no call-ins on your glorious YouTube. because I know the level of mental retardation that we have going on in our chat and our viewership. And when people call in, I'm expecting it's not going to be long before we pick up the phone, say hello, and somebody just starts dropping N-bomb after N-bomb after N-bomb. And we are actually trying not to get the YouTube channel deleted. We're seriously trying not to get this one deleted. So that's the justification behind it. If we bring them on Rumble, they can say whatever the hell they want. They can tell me how Bush did 9/11. They can tell me the moon landing's fake. They can drop N-bombs. I don't care.
No, I think it's fine to do a little on YouTube. I know Stoner likes YouTube better, but like, I like doing a little on YouTube and then coming over. I gotta blow my nose. I gotta get cleaning. Keep it together we're only 11 minutes in and I already gotta get up.
Keep it together. Shit. Oh no, I don't even know what to do with my hands right now. Nah, I'll be fine. How's everybody doing? Adam, how you doing, brother man? Is Alice here? I know Alice wants to do Collins.
Yeah, Alice was.
It's Friday night, man. Weather's getting warm around the country. People are probably wanting to go out and get drunk and fuck.
Not our friends.
You don't think our friends fuck?
Well, we're all shut-ins, or like we all are homebodies a little bit, and fuck the people in our home.
I mean, I am. I'm the only person in my home, and I definitely fuck the people in my home.
You do. I'm sure a fucking lot too. Jesus.
Jealous?
No. I mean, I am jealous. It's a lot easier for dudes, but you know.
I don't want to brag, but I do get to fuck 50% of the co-hosts of The Correct Opinion every single day.
Wow. Look at that. Mm-hmm. That's hot.
I did learn something earlier today in the Discord. Alice finds me handsome when I wear a sweater.
Oh yeah, and you changed. You don't have it on.
I just took the sweater off. Well, I took a shower, and yes, I did change shirts, but I just also took the sweater off. Working out in the garage in the cold. Thank you. And it's a long john sweater. It's a nice thermal insulated one. Yeah. That's what I wear when I plow snow. And Tinder pigs.
There's a lot. Oh, I'm cut off a little bit. Sorry, but I cut off my big forehead. Can't have that happen.
You don't have a big forehead.
Well, I technically do, but I work with it. I make it work. You know what I mean? Yeah, Stoner, I got my coronas. We're back to corona, mommy.
So you can tell the weather's getting nice out. We had 37 degrees today. And I know most people thought it was amazing. I spent all day in the garage. I reorganized. So like, okay. Have I explained to you how I do inventory on shirts?
Not like specifically, I don't think.
Okay. So I have racks, like regular Walmart racks. And then I have these white buckets that are like 12 by 12. No, they're 12 by like 15. And I put the shirts, I take pictures. As soon as I'm done picturing them, I put them right in the bag they're going to mail in, the poly bag they're going to mail in. I weigh the bag right there, take a picture of the weight, and then I put them in these white buckets and I stack them. And I label them. Every single one has like 1 through infinity. You get what I'm saying? So like whenever I sell a t-shirt, I don't have to read what kind of t-shirt it is. All I got to do is look at the number I put in the SKU system, and it'll say like 212. And then I go to my racks and just they're in numeral order. So I grab 212, close it up, slap a sticker on it, mail it out. Super easy. And the problem with that, the problem with that is as you sell stuff, these boxes get empty. And the way you do it is you start at the first box. You push everything from the back forward, go to the second box, grab that, put it in the back. You get what I'm saying? Like stacking cards behind and redo it. And I'm currently sitting at probably about 900 shirts, give or take, somewhere in there. And for the last month and a half, it's been so cold that I didn't want to spend the hour and a half in the garage having to reorganize everything. Well, I was running out of space on my shirt racks. Like I go left and right, up and down rows, and I got 2 rows. And so I just kept buying new white buckets and filling in the empty spaces. Well, that started to catch up to me because I started getting to the bottom row towards the end to where I was either going to have to build more racks, buy and build more racks, or I was going to have to reorganize it. And since today was above 30 degrees and it was above freezing, I went out and I spent about 2.5 hours hand reorganizing everything, and it opened up almost 2 whole entire shelves of shirts. I didn't realize it, but I probably sold about 600 shirts in the last 2 months.
That's insane. And that means you bought those shirts. Like you bought a lot of that stuff. You had to go buy it. Christ's sake.
Yes, I'm a very savvy shopper though. And I'm very fortunate and very lucky about where I live in America, especially in the Upper Peninsula, because our thrift stores let you stack discounts. So if they're running a 50% off sale, I can also use my 50% off coupon and get a veterans discount of 10%, and those all stack on top of each other. To where if you go into normally a shirt in an average thrift store around here is about $7, and for me it's like $2.25 after all the discounts.
Yeah, you're a smart shopper about that too.
This is how I pay my bills now. This is how I feed my dogs, and
it's like
all
you're
that jazz.
retail. You're doing retail. Mm-hmm. Stoner's comment didn't pull up on the actual chat, but it says, "Why did you say white bucket? Like a black one would have stole it? You institutionalized racist colonizer." There you go. That
Hold on. Let's give you admin access real quick. I'll just keep switching back and forth between you and Doug.
No, don't. It's fine. I don't need to do anything. I don't need responsibility. I'm fine.
Okay.
It would just need to put chats up, but I don't need to do that. It's all good.
Well, that's why I wanted you to have it, so you can pull chats up on the screen, because that is the lowest level of priority for me when running a show.
It's fine. If there's
when I'm hosting.
Nobody's fucking here. Cause, I mean, Alice is here, Adam's here, and Stoner's here. But
I don't know if Alice is here. She commented way earlier, but she hasn't.
True.
Sounded off.
She was pretty drunk too. Oh yeah. Good times. Good times.
A lot of people are going to get called fugly online today.
Well, were they really ugly?
No, I told everybody that if they didn't show up for the show, me and you were going to make fun of them, bully them, and call them fugly.
Oh yeah,
it was in the tweet. Yep, everybody's fugly.
Not me though.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
I even have a zit, but I covered it up pretty good, so we're good.
I had a zit on my titty today.
Yeah, I get chest ones every now and then.
I'd never get acne, period. And then when I was in the mirror, and I'm a very hairy chest. You've seen my chest, very hairy chested dude, and I'm like, what's that little bump? And I look at this little whitehead, and I'm like, oh, the little guy.
Done. That happens. It fucking happens. These stupid meat bags we're in.
How was your week this week? Anything exciting in the world of Colorado?
Yeah, it was mostly politics this week. I was home a lot. Oh, I did go out on Wednesday. Scott Horton was in town to do a talk at Liberty on the Rocks. So that was Wednesday, and that was a good time to get out. And that more people came out because he's a little bigger of a guy, So a bunch of people were there. We had a good time. Partied afterwards a little. He had brought his daughter, so he couldn't go out. We usually go out after this event, but a bunch of the rest of us went out, and that was a good time.
Is he from Colorado?
No, he's in Austin. So he flew out for this talk. So Liberty on the Rocks the one in Denver has a speaker every time. Sometimes, usually it's just someone local. Hi, Goofy.
Hey, Goofy. What up, Goof?
You know how cool Goofy is on his show? If I go into his show, he has drops for all the people in his thing. And the drop for me it's a video I put on Twitter one point where I'm like, imagine wanting to make the government bigger, the biggest loser energy ever. So he plays that whenever. I don't know how you would even do that. I guess with a soundboard, probably.
Very similar to how I do this.
Fuck you, Tony!
Yeah, so that's fun. That was good time. Got a lot. It's always fun when people get out too. And that event is not all. It's not all libertarian specific people. It's just a lot of liberty freedom fighters and stuff and just tons of different people. Johnny Hurley's people would go to it too. So it's always fun to get out and talk to. And Kendra was there, so I saw Kendra last week and this week. The girl you thought was cute, the Free Assange Kendra. And I've been talking to her because I'm like, well, he's free. He's free now. It's she's in a whole nother season of life, it's different. Because they're very active. They're true activists. The Assange people were but yeah, me and her have fun. She loves me. She's like, I can't ever like a lot of your stuff on Twitter because it was the Free Assange official account. But she's like, I love everything you say. So
quick question. What's the libertarian finger on the pulse with everything that's going on in the Trump Doge world?
I
I
mean,
really
they
haven't been
like
like
it. I
keeping
think
track. That's what I was gonna ask. Is like because
yeah, I
all
haven't
you
been
if
to.
you watch mainstream media right now, all you hear is the house is on fire. We're all gonna die. Like and me when I consume media, I tend to go towards left media just because I want to see what the enemy is saying. And by the way, you ever watch Breaking Points with Sagar and Crystal?
Mm-mm.
Like I always enjoyed that show because Sagar's right, Crystal's left, and it's just a nice diverse perspective. I've noticed Sagar's not been showing up to a lot of episodes, and Crystal's overbearing, and like they're on the whole full board Trump's a Nazi thing, and it's just so sad to see like a show that was actually good in news media, independent journalism media, just to suck. Crystal Ball is such a cunt.
I don't get that shit at all. Like I don't get it. But they were getting money from the government. All these media people are getting government money too, so that's why they're all like,
Hmm?
it's so obvious what they've been doing. Everyone who showed up to this, my one friend, or he does a radio show out here in Colorado, but we've met now, and like he's a cool dude, and he likes me, even though he's like super conservative and Christian. He's like, I can tell he likes me, even though I'm a little wild. You know what I mean? But like, he's like, got a man on the street and he's at the protest. And it was like a teacher, and they had a day off. It was the President's Day one. So they had a paid day off, right? There was a teacher bitching about shit, and then federal workers who looked like they looked like they were fucking retarded. Like they just didn't like they looked like idiots. And they're like, yeah. And then he asked one of them, because all you have to do is just ask them questions, and they're so dumb, right? He's like, oh, so you don't think he has the right to fire people? And she's like, yeah, you have to go through like this process, blah, blah, blah. Like, had no idea what she was talking about, And a
I was
brother or a
watching.
guy was, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You were in the middle of the story. I'm sorry.
Oh, the last guy, where one guy that he interviewed was like, yeah, my sister works for a nonprofit and she's worried. She helps people get passports and blah, blah, blah. And then like, it's all the same. The people who benefit from the government.
Told you about Alice. I was right.
Well, she commented before, didn't she?
Like before the show started.
Oh.
You're right. I watched a news piece where they were interviewing the DEI department at the IRS that got let go. And by the way, the DEI department at the IRS looks exactly like what you think the DEI department at the IRS would look like. And this one lady with pink hair is just crying. She's like, when we heard Doge was coming in, we had to take down all of our trans alliance flags and pride symbols and that. And then before we knew it, we didn't even have desks or jobs anymore. And I'm like, there was 47 people in the IRS DEI department. What in God's fucking name were 47 full-time paid workers doing for the IRS DEI department? What could they possibly have done for 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week that were worth our tax dollars to sit there and get paid? Like, what could it be? I will say this: Trump and specifically Musk and Doge are so genius how they're doing this. Because USAID, did you even know what USAID was before 2 weeks ago?
I mean, I did, but only from because the stuff
The
I've been
NGOs?
researching. Yeah, so I kind of knew about some of these other things that were going on, but
How does it feel knowing you were way ahead of the curve on this? Like literally, you were ahead of the curve on this.
I know I was super way ahead of the curve, actually.
And I'll even admit, there came a point where every single time you and I talk, it was just NGOs, and I would be like, oh my God, it's not that big of a deal. Well, I apologize. I was fucking wrong. I was wrong. You were right.
Most people didn't know. That's why when I was yelling about it, most people didn't understand how big it was and what was going on. Like, most people just didn't, like, it's hard to kind of like wrap your mind around it, really, what was going on. So even the Aurora police chief this week said, we had these people who show up to protest, the ones who like wrote the signs and all this shit. He said they would protest that, but they wouldn't show up to help the like actual victims who were hurt and all this stuff. And so like they're starting to say it. And I remember I called in when Trump had the rally here. I called my friend Jeff.
I'll be listening. I gotta go pee.
Okay, they had a call in, so I called in. And he knows me. He's like, oh, Forrest, mommy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I hope you guys, I wanted to go to the Trump rally, but I couldn't make it that day. And I said, they're like, well, what do you think we should do about all this stuff in Aurora? And I'm like, well, you gotta go after the NGOs and start, looking at these people. And they were like, what? Like they never kind of really even heard about it yet. So, yeah. And there's another guy out here who he's okay. I don't 100% trust him, but he did a really good deep dive on the two NGOs that were basically specifically putting the immigrants into the slums and stuff, and like it's just insane. But he did a really good deep dive on them, so there's more people paying attention to it, which is great. Because I can wrap my mind around it, but not like totally, completely all the time. But there's other people who love to do deep dives. Like there's people who just freaking love that stuff. So, anyways, yeah. Now
I did have.
No, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just saying, now everyone knows. That's all I was going to say.
There is something I did want to bring up with you today. I got a fancy letter today from my township, and I figured we could discuss it on air because this has some monumental things. This letter holds some monumental information that's changing a little bit of the course of my life in the near future.
Ooh.
Mr. Burke, note, this is not a tax bill. They had to tell me that right off the bat because it looks like it's exactly like a tax bill. This is not a tax bill. It has come to our attention that this year we needed to go over and reassess your property. We have determined that your property has been undervalued. After a revaluation, we're adding $10,000 onto the assessed value of your property, which will relate in a $744 increase in your annual property taxes. Last year, they did the same thing too, and they decided it was $4,000 short, so they upped me $4,000, which ended up being something to the tune of like $300 increase. Now this year, it's a $744 increase. This letter is monumentous for this reason, and I wanted to save this and you to be the first person to know about this. I will now be attending my township meetings every second Tuesday of every month, and I will tell you right now, whoever sits on my fucking district's board, whoever has my seat on that board, look the fuck out in 2 years, homegirl.
Oh,
because you're not going to be running uncontested, and I'm going to go into that township and I'm going to fuck them up.
And it's all because they just need more money that they're blowing on stupid shit and things like that. Like it's the assessor's fucking. Ugh.
I want to talk to you about county services that I have used since living here in 2019. Okay. I had people come through in a truck, teenagers, I'm assuming, and I think I know who it is, but I can't say who it was. Burn donuts in my yard. What are you going to do? Kids are kids, right? Well, I wanted to file an insurance claim for the maintenance, the lawn maintenance, which is covered under my property insurance.
Yeah,
in order to do that, I need to have the sheriff's department come out and fill out a police report. So when I go to the insurance company, I can turn it in. My sheriff's department told me this 3 years ago when I called them. They said, yeah, we don't do that anymore. I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that anymore? Well, I mean, unless you know who it is, we're not even going to come out. We're not going to fill out a report for it. It's just not worth our time. And I went, are you fucking kidding me? Okay, the only other county service I utilize is my road, the road being plowed. So I can get in and out because I live in the middle of nowhere. And if it snows big time here, obviously I have a 4-wheel drive truck, so I'm not worried about it. But if you don't, you're fucked. You can't get out of your house. Like my neighbors couldn't get out if they didn't have 4-wheel drive. We depend on the road being fucking plowed. Right now, this year, every snowstorm, it's taken 3 days for the county plow truck to come and plow our roads out.
But that's because you need to pay more in property taxes now. And
you know what? I was willing to keep my mouth shut and just be like, I don't care. This isn't my fucking problem. And then you raise my property taxes. Okay. I don't know who sits on my seat for the township board, but when disabled veteran Paul, who can fucking speak in public very well and can fucking rile up a crowd, gets there, I can win a campaign. And guess what? Everybody who lives on this side of the township, because our township is split by a river. I've told you about this. So the township's on the other side, 32 miles away. I have to drive 32 miles away to get to my town hall, even though it's literally a crow's fly 2 miles away from me.
Because you got to go down where there's a bridge.
I either got to go down and through Wisconsin, like I was going to your place, or I've got to go up north, drive 13 miles to Dougstown, and then drive 7 miles down from Dougstown to where to where my township hall is. So they don't give a fuck about, like, we're the redheaded stepchildren out here. You know what I mean? Like, we're the bumpkins who, like, they don't give a fuck about. Here's the problem. The board is set up geographically. All of my neighbors know me. All of my neighbors love me. You know why? Because when shit happens and they need help with something, they call me. The neighbor over here got Starlink. It didn't work. Guess who he came and knocked on the door? Hey, do you got a second? Sure, let's go. And I rewired his whole Starlink, helped him troubleshoot it, got it done. My neighbors have chickens. I help them fucking do chores all the time in the summer. I'll win that fucking seat. And when I get in there, we're done with office supplies. You're not sending me 3 bills and then charging me $25 fucking for township fucking office supplies and admin fee. And if I get my way, I'll take away whatever amount of money all the board members make every month. Because I bet they make like $500 for like 2 hours of work every month. I'll fucking say, nope, we're working for free. And I will rile up the fucking base.
It's good that you're involved in your close community. And then if you start showing up at the meetings before you run or anything, then everyone will know who you are and you're going to get the feel for them and all. And so, yeah, do it. It's fun too. I don't know. It's fun. Like,
no, it's not. It's more time out of my life that I don't want to waste. But it's getting to the point where $744 in a year increase, that's a little bit too much. That's a little bit too fucking steep.
It's a lot too much. Like, what if you were an elderly person who's paid your property, because your property is paid off, isn't it? Like, if you paid, like all these people who, and then they're house poor but income, or house rich but income poor, right? Because they're older or whatever. Like, and that's what they do to people is they raise it like that. Like, that's 700's a lot. That's freaking lot. And what are they doing?
Oh, real quick, we're gonna leave YouTube. Stoner, move over to Rumble.
Come to Rumble, Stoner.
Love you, Stoner. Bye. Have a good night.